the one that accomplished all this. It's all my staff and a lot of other people that's been doing work behind the scenes that has got us to this point, and I'm really proud of that. I want to introduce Councilman Julie Mayfield, who will come up here in a few minutes and make some remarks, but also want to recognize Councilman Brian Haynes, and I had him in my sight a minute ago and I lost him. Oh, there he is. And I'm glad that both of them are here. So Julie, would you come on up, please? Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Lots of friendly, familiar faces in the audience. Thank you all for being here. I want to welcome you to this celebratory launch of our first electric buses. While these buses are not completely carbon-free, they do represent a reduction in carbon emissions by 54 tons each over the course of a year, totaling 270 tons a year when all 5 buses are deployed. That alone, that accounts for 1/3 of the city's and council's carbon reduction goal. And I know we have some members of SACE here. I saw you sneak in, so thanks for our sustainability committee folks and having adopted that goal many years ago. The purchase of these buses, they're from Proterra, and you'll hear from someone from Proterra a little bit later. They were made possible by a $630,000 grant from the Federal Transit Administration. Their low and no emission vehicle grant program. In 2017, we got this in 2017, and that year we were actually the only North Carolina city to get that grant. Since then, we have secured through funding through the Metropolitan Planning Organization an additional about $10 million for about 6 more energy efficient, fossil fuel free electric buses, and we look forward to those coming online in the coming years. So again, this represents a huge step forward in our carbon reduction goals and reducing our reliance on traditional fossil fuels. Some of you may know that transportation is now the largest contributor to global climate change and carbon emissions in our country. And so once again, Asheville is stepping up, and we are doing our part to try to mitigate and reduce our contribution to global warming. So these buses are a big step. It's a milestone to get to this point, and I'm very proud to be a part of this. I just want to remind us all, however, that our system, that this is not it. Our system needs a number of additional improvements. We need service that goes to more places, that is more frequent, that happens all day, and we have a transit master plan that will get us there. That was approved by council just last year, and now our challenge, just like we have found the way to fund these buses and additional buses, our challenge now is to continue to fund that transit master plan and get it on the ground and get it going, get that additional service going as soon as we possibly can. So I hope you all will support council as we make those decisions and move toward that expansion. Thank you. Transit can't wait. You are right. All right, so with that, I'd like to introduce Eric McCarthy, who's the Vice President of Government Relations with Proterra, to come talk to us a little bit more about these buses. Come on up.
Well, thank you. And today really is a wonderful celebration of the city's decision to deploy 5 electric buses. These buses, as the councilwoman mentioned, they were made by Proterra, your neighbor to the south in Greenville, South Carolina. My name is Eric McCarthy, and I'm with Proterra. And I first just wanted to start off by thanking the city and the city council for this decision to reduce fuel costs, to eliminate hundreds of tons of emissions, as you just mentioned, every year by deploying this advanced technology. We really thank you for putting your faith and trust in Proterra. We're proud to have these buses here in Asheville. And we also, we know so many people helped make this a reality, but I did just want to thank Vidila, who I know played a major role in drafting the grant application. And Jessica, thank you for seeing this project through to completion, and many others, but thank you so much. So if you don't know much about Proterra, I thought I would just share a few nuggets. So again, we're located in Greenville, South Carolina, where we have our manufacturing facility. We have about 300 employees down there. We have over 90 customers, over 700 bus orders, several customers here in North Carolina, including Greensboro, Raleigh-Durham Airport, Duke University, Go Triangle. And we are most known for making battery electric zero-emission transit buses, but we are also now distributing, manufacturing our charging infrastructure, as well as batteries into adjacent spaces like school buses and over-the-road motor coaches, and very excited about seeing this technology adopted in other spaces. You know, if you think about it, battery electric buses, they just make sense. The operational characteristics of a transit bus, think about it. High annual mileage, low fuel economy, dense environments, predictable routes. They just lend themselves to this advanced technology. So we're proud to be able to serve that. We see so many benefits that I'm sure we're all aware of with electric technology. They're clean, they're quiet, the uptime is significant, lower total cost of ownership, allowing this city to save money on fuel and maintenance. You know, we see so many OEMs who are announcing almost weekly new EV offerings coming out. We have rideshare companies that are setting aside a certain percentage of rides to electric vehicles. And public transit is no exception. And you mentioned emissions earlier. You know, if you think about disadvantaged communities and the disproportionate impact that air pollution has on those communities, and we are proud to serve those communities. So obviously providing a cleaner, more sustainable form of public transportation is meaningful to us, because we want to provide a clean, quiet transportation ride for all. And of course, battery electric buses, I think, makes perfect sense for Asheville. I know that Asheville has been at the forefront of all of these solutions and carbon reduction projects over the years, looking at reducing energy consumption and eliminating carbon emissions. I know, as you mentioned earlier, Councilwoman, that looking at 2008 as a baseline, that since then you've achieved a 31% reduction in emissions. And I know the goal is 80%. And this project, along with many others that the Office of Sustainability has, I know will help get you on your way to that ultimate goal. So again, let me just say thank you. We're proud to be a part of this project. We're proud to see so many spaces adopt EV technology. And we are super proud to see this become a successful deployment, and the city's commitment to offer a more sustainable and enjoyable ridership experience for its more than 2.1 million annual riders. So thank you so much.
Thank you for being here, everybody. There's some information on our table over here, as well as some cookies. Also, we're going to be having free rides for the next 45 minutes to an hour. The buses will take folks who are interested on a short loop through town. So if you are interested in taking a spin on them, go for it. Thank you. And I'm Jessica Morris. I'm with the city. Thanks.
Okay, so I'm here in Asheville, North Carolina at the bus depot for the ART buses that are the city buses of Asheville. And it is a really special day, an evolutionary day, so to speak, for Asheville, North Carolina, in that they are today starting the conversion to electric city buses. Unlike the one behind me there, big diesel belching monsters, but today they're debuting their first electric city bus made by Proterra. And I'm going to take a ride on that bus. But first, let's go down and take a look at it. As I walk down, I'm passing all of these buses. They're sitting here idling. And on my back, or on my side, I'm wearing a, show it here. It's a pollution monitoring device. It's sampling the particulate pollution from these buses as I walk, you know, behind them and around them, where the people wait to get on the buses. So all these folks that I'm passing, oh, excuse me, coming behind you, sorry. All these people that I'm passing are being subjected to air pollution, including me. And so here we are at Here they are, 100% electric Proterra buses. And unlike these buses I just passed, these guys behind me aren't belching out diesel fumes. And how much diesel fumes did those just belch out? Well, let's take a look at the air monitor and see. Coming by a big smelly diesel bus. Yep. All right, so I'm gonna walk down here and take a look at these buses. I mean, they you know, they look like a city bus, right? They are zero emissions, no tailpipe. They run on electricity only. They're built by Proterra in Greenville, South Carolina. And I've actually been to the Proterra bus factory and seen how they build them by hand, put them together by hand, which is quite amazing. All right, so let's get on one of these buses and see what it's like. All right, so they're letting me take a look on the inside of the bus before we go on the tour. So it looks like your standard city bus. Very nice, beautiful bus, brand new. And I remember when I was down in the Proterra factory in Greenville, South Carolina, I got to stand in one of these, which was in the process of being built, and it was totally empty. So this is really neat to be able to see one in the final product. So let's take a look up front. Very cool. All right, so let's take a ride on this brand new Proterra electric bus.
I'll back up.
won't pay for gas and oil ever again.
Ever?
I've been driving a Leaf for 6 years and I've saved so much money.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
One of these.
Over here, Jim.
Okay,
Oh, and they got the Hondas that are electric.
there you go.
I'm
Oh,
interested.
yeah.
I like the Hondas.
Hyundai's just come out with one called the Kona. It's like a crossover. It's a little, it's expensive to start with, but just figure you never ever pay for gas, oil, exhaust pipes, catalytic converters, mufflers, none of that junk.
Is this bus on?
This bus is on. It's silent. Here we go. And imagine driving your car everywhere all the time. It's silent. You can hear the stereo like it's like a concert all the time because you don't hear this under the floor. I mean, it's so incredibly amazing. I mean, when I switched to electric 6 years ago, yeah, it cost a little bit to buy the car initially, but since then I haven't paid for gas a single time.
And never had any problems with your car?
The only problems I've had are what you would have with a normal car. Like I've replaced the tires, the brake pads once. I've washed it, and I've replaced the windshield wiper blades, and the car has 73,000 miles, and that's all I've ever done to it. Yeah. And I just anticipate it will just keep going. Now, here we go. Look at this. Smooth, quiet. Yeah, but you don't notice that big growling motor underneath and behind you. Yeah. What we're hearing is the electric motor right under the floor. These are the wheel covers, I guess. And under the floor here is the big electric motor driving this thing. Think about like your cordless drill at home. You pull the trigger and it just works. With electric vehicles, it's the same thing. You have an electric motor and a battery, and you push the accelerator down and it just works. It's very simple. So there's not a lot of moving parts to the brake. With a gas-powered vehicle, you have hundreds, if not thousands, of parts that can wear out and break. And they all have to work perfectly. If one thing breaks, your car doesn't move. I'm sure you've experienced that. your fan belt breaks and bam, right? Here we go. Look at this. Listen to that. That is the sound of the future right there. Oh, look over on our left. We have a Tesla coming up on the left. Another beautiful electric vehicle. Yeah, that beautiful blue one there. That's a Tesla, brand new. Somebody must have just bought it. So you see, the roads are changing, guys. We're in the middle of the rapid revolution going from gas to electric, and it's happening everywhere in all walks of life. All vehicle manufacturers are working to switch now, and we're right in the middle of it. You're experiencing the change right now.
leaf is only